Всем привет, дорогие друзья, с вами я, Leonard, и сегодня будем играть в игру под названием Stanley Parable. Как говорят многие, в этой игре неимоверно очень много концовок. Еще даже никто не смог сосчитать, какое количество именно тут. И давайте мы попробуем хотя бы найти 15 концовок. Ладно, начнем.
All of his co-workers were
ну вот
gone.
тут сейчас
What could it mean?
субтитры идут.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a
Ладно,
memo.
пойдем в конференц-зал. Какие-то офисы. Может, дверь можно открыть?
Stanley went around touching every little thing in the office, but it didn't make a single difference, nor did it advance the story in any way.
Ладно, как видим, тут двери вообще не открываются. Пройдем. Так, что там
When
пишет
Stanley
диктор?
came to a set of two open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Ладно, пошли влево. Кстати, вот правая дверь, это тоже концовка считается. Там очень много в правой двери.
Yet there
И в
was
левой
not a
тоже
single
много.
person here
Так, тут у
either.
нас вообще никого
Feeling a
нет.
wave of
Какой-то
disbelief,
график,
Stanley
наверное,
decided to go up to
график
his
Apple.
boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Вот тут, по-моему, тоже
Coming to a
концовка.
staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Комфорт, блин. Ладно. Это уже офис босса, наверное.
Stepping into his manager's office,
pianino.
Stanley was once again
No,
stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this. What dark secret
Ну,
was being
скажите мне
held
пароль
from
или
him?
нет?
What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's
кстати,
desk
логотип.
guarded the terrible truth
Нормально,
that
да.
his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret pin
так,
number. 2845.
5.
But of course, yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the
Прям
correct
невероятно.
code
Прям
by sheer
невероятно.
luck. Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
Что-то как-то больно странно. Страшно. Ну, больно темно. Ну, ты ж, блин. Я обосрался немножечко. Что-то это за хрень была? И загрузка идет. Загрузка, по крайней мере, очень быстро будет. Ладно. Загрузка очень быстро проходит. У меня мощнейший компьютер. Отвечаю. Очень мощный. Так,
Descending
мы
deeper into the
продолжаем. Мы едем по
building,
лифту.
Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest,
Дверь.
as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long.
Что-то я вообще туда не хочу идти. Ёп, ты ж, блядь. Нафиг, бежим, 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 бежим.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
И тут я знаю, как пасхалка есть такая. Сейчас покажу ее.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
Сейчас скоро... Ну, мы дойдем до пасхалки. Эта пасхалка заключается в том... Не буду спойлерить, но
Now the
давайте начнем.
monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen.
Опа,
And
какой-то
Stanley,
кодик.
one of them,
О,
eternally
Face
monitored
Punch
in this
компания.
place where freedom meant nothing.
Сейчас скоро будет эта пасхалка. Теперь
This
нам надо
mind
ждать
control
только ждать.
facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been
Довольно странный лифт,
manipulated to
если
accept
честно.
it blindly?
В темноту уходит. Но для этого пасхалки вам не надо идти в этот лифт. Надо ждать, пока вот это вот заборчик откроется. Ждем. Стэнли вообще прыгать не умеет, если честно. Ну, быстрее. Вот, все, видите, открылось. После этого вам надо проследовать в первую комнату. Вот эту вот комнату. И сейчас будет через... Раз, два, три. Давай. Мы нашли секретную пасхалку. Майкл Джексон идем. Секрет года. Продолжим прохождение.
No, he refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never. It was unthinkable, wasn't it?
Пират.
Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world? But here was the proof.
Тут я не буду
The
делать
heart of the
плохую концовку,
operation.
я вот сейчас сделал
Controls
хорошую.
labeled with emotions, happy or sad or content, walking, eating, working, all of it monitored and
Вы это не
commanded
слышали?
from this very place.
Надеюсь.
And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never...
Продолжение. После долгой загрузки мы продолжим.
and a rising chill of uncertainty.
Где-нибудь
Was
буду
it
говорить,
over?
ладно. Читайте титры.
Yes, he had won. He had defeated the machine, unshackled himself from someone else's command. Freedom was mere moments away. And yet, even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had his co-workers gone? How had he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold? But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him, for it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking,
Это норма.
but happiness. Perhaps his
это
goal
хорошая
had not
концовка,
been to
номер один.
understand, but to let go. No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or how to feel. Whatever life he lives, it will be his. And that was all he needed to know. It was perhaps the only thing worth knowing. Stanley stepped through the open door. Stanley felt the cool breeze upon his skin, the feeling of liberation, the immense possibility of the new path before him. This was exactly the way, right now,
Зажался в угол
that things
какой-нибудь
were
там.
meant to happen.
Вот ты вышел уже на улицу,
And
тебе
Stanley
хорошо полегчало,
was happy.
и ты сдох от солнца, сгорел заживо. Думаю, я не буду это вырезать, потому что как эта загрузка проходит. Мы пойдем сейчас по второму пути, мы сразу же свернем в правую дверь. Не будем заморачиваться, если честно. Ну, давайте, загрузочка. Так, не слушаем
All
этого.
of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Пойдем мы в конференц-зал, мы пойдем в какую-нибудь другую комнату. Сейчас вот это... Нет, она не открывается уже.
When Stanley came to a set of two open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee
Я не
lounge
собираюсь
first,
убывать эту
just to
пустую
admire
комнату.
it.
Там синева, вот она. Отличная
Yes,
комната.
truly a
Очень
room
хорошая.
worth admiring.
Дизайнеры
But
постарались.
eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left. Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years
Я
ago.
тебя сам уволю, ясно?
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really.
Проход на
I'm
сюда,
not.
наверное.
I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story is... What? Really? I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others? Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you? Why, I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful. Look, let me prove it. Let me prove that I'm on your side. Give me a chance. Now listen carefully, this is important. Stanley walked through the red door. Aha, perhaps you misunderstood. Stanley walked through the red door. I still don't think we're communicating properly. Stanley... All right, fine, go ahead, Stanley. You want to know so badly what's out there? You want to find out what lies at the end of this road you've chosen? Well, don't let me stop you.
Красивая комната.
There's nothing here.
Очень
I haven't even finished building this section of the map because you were never supposed to be here in the first place. Broken rooms, exposed developer textures. Is this what you had wanted? Was it worth ruining the entire story I had written out specifically for you? Do you not think I put a lot of time into that? Because I did. And in the end, it was all for nothing, because this is what you wanted to see. Help me here, Stanley. Help elucidate these strange and unknowable desires of yours. What would have made this game better? What did you want to see? Vehicles? Skill trees? Work with me. You've given me absolutely nothing so far. Tell you what. Let me take a stab in the dark at a new design.
Хорош болтать, давай предлагай нам дизайнерку.
There we go. A third option. This already feels leaps ahead of where we were before. Go ahead, Stanley. Take it for a spin. Okay, I'm going to stop you there. Now, tell me about your experience with this new version. Would you say that the game benefited from allowing you more choices? Feel free to be honest. I'm looking for some real critical feedback here.
Мне нравится.
Aha! You see, I knew I was onto something. Where do these flashes of inspiration come from? How did I know the game needed a third door? Well, it's instinct mostly, a calling in your gut. I really couldn't say where the idea came from, except that I felt it in my soul. You can't teach that, Stanley. Don't even try. Here, based on the data from your previous playthrough, I've compiled a new version. And to be perfectly candid, I think I've knocked it out of the park with this one. Let's take a look.
Oh, the Stanley Parable. Так. На каком же месте я? Нормально так-то. 7 минут уже. Ну ладно, допустим. Еще 3 минутки. Ну ладно, давайте продолжим по-бырому. Мы идем сразу в третью дверь. Зачем мне какая-то там обычная дверь? Я лучше в третью войду.
Now, would you say that competitive leaderboard helped you feel motivated to keep walking through doors? Again, honest answers, please. Hey, I nearly forgot. I've got a prototype of a new game I've been working on, and now would be a lovely opportunity to give it some playtesting. You wouldn't mind taking a look at it, would you? Perfect. Let me boot it up.
Так, загрузка очень быстро сейчас проходит. Мне это нравится.
In this game, the baby crawls left towards danger. You click the button to move him back to the right, and if he reaches the fire, you fail. It's a very meaningful game. All about the desperation and tedium of endlessly confronting the demands of family. I think the art world will really take notice. But of course, the message of the game only becomes clear once you've been playing it for about 4 hours. So why don't you give it 4 hours of play to make sure it's effective? Be sure to keep notes on your experience.
Есть такое видео, по-моему. Ты не уйдешь. Сейчас баг будет. все, задолбал ты меня, младенец, гори в аду. Ах, мне нравится.
Bastard. Did you do it because you hate babies or purely to spite me? Because if it's the latter, well, I don't know what to do. I'm completely out of ideas. I can't think of a single thing that might improve the experience for me. I'm not even going to try. I'm out, I'm done. It's over. Thank you for playing. Your input was extremely valuable. Oh, hey, since my game was so awful, why don't we play someone else's game? Just to ease the pain. Let's see. What do we have here? A game I had absolutely nothing to do with. But is it enough? Tell me that, Stanley. Will it ever be enough? Well, I'll say this. I'm done making things for you. From now on, I will only create to fulfill a greater artistic purpose. Watch this, Stanley. I'm going to build a house. This will go here. No, here. And then...
Minecraft.
Let's see, what does it need? Yes, of course. And just to finish it all off... yes. It's complete. I made this, Stanley. Look at it. Gaze upon my work of art and feel ashamed at your own inadequacy. But you've only seen it from the outside. You've only gotten half the experience. Please, step inside and make yourself comfortable. Isn't it grand? Isn't it perfect? It could only be better if... Wait, that's it. We must rebuild it out of diamond. Diamond everything. Yes. Come along, Stanley. We have to go mining.
Побежим добывать мы алмазы. О, саундтрек из Майнкрафта заиграл.
Oh my, it looks like it's going to get a bit dark. You brought a light? Oh, no. This is far more open-ended than I had in mind. I'm looking for something more narrow and linear. Something that makes you feel utterly irrelevant. This won't do at all. 1 out of 5. Even the diamonds couldn't save this one. Okay, new game.
Stop.
Yes! I don't even know what this game is, but
Portal.
I love it.
Portal первый.
You, trapped in a glass box with no way out, listening to me talk. Oh, it's inspired. I couldn't have done it any better myself. What is this game even supposed to be? I can't figure it out. Okay, now I'm curious. Let's go find out what the hell this is.
Пошли. Решать задачи. Так, давай мне куб мой.
It's a puzzle. Critical thinking, Stanley. Your forte. Genius. No, actually, you know what? I think that's plenty. I really don't care much to see you stumble through any more of these games. And I highly doubt you're any wiser for the experience. Which is why, rather than continue to waste my time, I'm just going to leave you here.
Это. Опа. Мне такое чувство, что тут скоро скример вылезет. Ему как-то тут страшно. Ладно. О, Свет, бежим. Сейчас такой скример будет страшный. Что я обосрусь. Свет. Ну ладно. О, компы. Пойду поиграю пока немножечко. Так, все, давай закрывай дверь, я играю. Блю, скрин. Нет. Ладно, пойдет. Что это за фигня?
I wonder what he found. If what he wanted was to be the leading man in his own story, well, perhaps he's gotten it. Down in wherever he is right now. I wonder if he's happy with his choice. And if he's learned the heavy cost that comes with it. He'll understand soon what I was trying to tell him. He needs me. Someone who will wrap everything up at the end, to make sense out of the chaos and the fear and the confusion. That's who I am. That is what I mean to this world. Oh, yes. Yes, I'll be back. There's no other way. Once this ends, after it all comes to a close, then I'll be back. The end will be here soon. Very soon. I can wait.
Я тоже подожду тебя, когда конец начнется. Вот конец сел. Всем спасибо за просмотр. Всем удачи, всем пока. Не забывайте ставить лайк.